So here we have the 13 cells this way and 13 cells this way. The idea being that this is going to be the positive or negative, and it's going to go through here, back to this bus bar, carry through, loop all the way down, and eventually it's going to come out this end for this half, and I'll create a transfer between this one to this one. It will snake its way all the way back up and come out here, so I'll have positive and negative up here. To hold all these together, I've put in a bottom and top plate, and on those I can put in M5 bolts and some lock nuts on the bottom, some nylon washers, nylon nuts, nylocks, that's what we call them. This leaves a lot of empty space in here, however. So if we hide this, you can see like there's a lot of empty space here. Also, I don't like the idea of these bolts being right next to the batteries, so we're going to add in some ABS sheets for making some separation. I'll just kind of sit along the edges and keep these bolts away from everything. They'll be in here as well. And then we have some dead space in here still, and I'm going to fill this up with padding. So just some neoprene sheets, maybe just glue them onto these things, something like that. I'll go on the side. There's some in here as well. That sheet, for example. And then, that off. We have this. I've got the top plate turned back on, so that bolts everything down. Now we're looking into, the case that goes around all of this. Also, these are just placeholder tabs. These would actually be folded over and compressed a little bit. There'll be another plate that goes on top of this, and then you put a bolt through here, here, and here to sandwich everything together. On this side, I'll have to sandwich it into like wires that come up into the BMS. That'll be somewhere here. So we can turn on half the case and get an idea of what that's going to look like. Pretty straightforward, just a little box. Oops. Where did it go? Oh, we're in perspective view. Let me turn that off. There we go. You can see everything fits in the box, nice and neat. I'll probably add some padding up in here as well to account for the bolt heads, and also on the bottom to account for the nuts. Then, this is all going to sit on top of the bars where the battery used to go. It doesn't fit inside of it, like you can't go in between these bars. I tried to do a design like that. This was the design that almost fit. Unfortunately, the bar here and the bar here, this design works at the back of the bike, but as the bars move towards the front of the bike, they kind of taper in a little bit, and so this design unfortunately does not work. Also, this design really didn't work very well because you could only put the compression on the outside edges of the long length of the battery, so it would still allow for a lot of bend across the middle, and I didn't really like that. Plus, I really didn't like the idea that the bolts were going to go along here, right next to all of the plates carrying all the series connections, which could turn into a short of epic proportions. So I abandoned that design to make it a little bit wider, have it sit on top of this. This thing, even then, if we measure it from the top of the case to the bottom of the case, is only about 8.5 inches tall, and there is 14 inches of space available here for the battery to sit, so this will fit just fine. Now, there is a tray under here where batteries and wires and other things have previously gone. So the idea was to maybe put some feet under this thing to provide a way to kind of capture the battery and give it some support down to the metal tray that's in here, but still allow some wires to route through. I'm going to work on this a little bit. I'm not 100% sure I like how this is going. The other case will go on here. I haven't yet worked out how I'm going to attach these two cases, maybe just some tape, honestly. And I haven't put the BMS in here, but I think what I'm going to do is design a box that goes on top of here. Something like something like that, to just attach onto it. Put a little couple of screws around the edge, make it easy to get into, because there's definitely room for it there. And then I can put the BMS up there and connect it into the controller, which will be sitting down here at the back of the bike.